Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to Felipe's Reviews. Today, we're going to take a look at the latest LEGO Chinese New Year set, the Spring Lantern Festival. So, this set contains 1,793 pieces and retail at 170 New Zealand dollars. It's a spectacular set celebrating the year of the ox and comes with 8 minifigures, and you get to build a whole section of the park that is hosting the Spring Lantern Festival. And I'm going to walk you through the build itself before we look at the minifigures. Without further ado, let's get started. Now we take a look at the whole build itself. So basically, it's a huge garden build and it consists of two parts. This is the 32 by 32 base plate and this is the 16 by 32 base plate. And what I'm showing here is the default configuration. You can easily reconfigure by putting this on the other side of this larger part of the build. So just give it a minute and I'll show you a different configuration. And I deliberately removed the connectors so I can show it quite easily. And this is how it looks with a different configuration. I have to move the lamppost on the other side so it doesn't interfere with the statue here. Personally, I prefer the default configuration. And now we're back to the default configuration and the whole build consists of various parts and actually there's a lot to talk about. First, we're going to take a look at the larger garden area. The main part of this area is the pond. The first time we see this technique is actually from the infamous Ninjago City set, but this one has up a level. And one of the highlights is definitely these new printed koi tiles. And the lotuses are also very lovely. And these new elements and designs simply give the pond a much more lively appearance. And it's not as simple as it looks. You can see the different terrain level here. It actually consists of several levels of build, which is quite interesting. And I also like the little details they put on the footpath. This is actually really nice touch. The bridge is definitely another highlight of the build. The design and the build is very interesting, and it's great to see how they secure the bridge diagonally across the pond. Given it's a lantern festival, you see various lantern across the build, and all this decoration are printed, and there's no stickers in this set. And here is a better look at this printed decoration, which means the lantern festival. It's a bit hard to see for this one, but the decoration on this clear minifigure head is a printed ox. And you have more lanterns on the other side as well. There are lots of building techniques you can apply outside the Chinese New Year theme. One good example is the bamboo trees over here. It's actually a very brilliant use of pieces. They've got the candle beads in this new green color. And I think this is a brilliant use of the piece to design the bamboos because it gives that realistic look of each segment of a bamboo tree. The other main feature on this side is this ox statue. It is a brilliantly designed ox. You can actually, take it out quite easily. It's simply just secured by this clear piece over here. And you do have some articulation on the head as well, but I prefer it stays stationary on this angle. And there's also a light break inside this ox statue, and the mechanism is quite interesting how they put the switch at the back of the ox, and if you press it, it will light up. If I think about it again, it's actually not a statue, but more like a huge ox lantern. That's why it lights up. But again, this is a very interesting idea because it's kind of reminds me a ancient Greek torture defied the brazen bull. If you want to know what a brazen bull is, just go Google yourself. But be warned, it's quite grotesque and gruesome. Anyway, let's come back to this lantern festival set here. So the other main feature is the gate over here. Is a very lovely design and very authentic looking gate here. And building the top of this wall and gate will certainly require some patience to build and align it perfectly. And again, the footpath is just nicely designed. And you get to build a different type of plantation on the side of the build. You do get a bench on this side of the footpath, but it kind of appears as an obstacle. If you think about the scale, the minifigure hardly can get past the bench unless they go above it or have to go out to the side of the road in order to get to this point. Now, these three lanterns on this side is actually quite interesting. So you've got things hang under the lanterns with some Chinese characters. These are actually Lantern Festival riddles. And the answer is right behind each riddles like this. So this one pretty much saying what's a moon-shaped horn that eat grass. And of course, the answer for this particular riddle is the ox. The second riddle is there's something that sometimes is round and sometimes is curved. And of course, the answer is the moon. Now, this one it means white sugar plum, but I don't really get it. But the answer is the Lantern Festival. And now moving on to the other side of the build, which is the smaller part of the whole build. You've got another gate which with similar building techniques. And you do get another minifigure which kind of represent the statue or the lantern, which shows this is the Lantern Festival. You also get two distinct printed pieces outside the gate. This one mean happy family, but may cause some issue if you speak Cantonese. This one kind of describing the lantern, but I'm not sure the actual meaning of it. And if you enter from this side and walk up, you will see the pavilion, which is a very, very stunning view itself. This pavilion just looks so authentic. You can actually use the same design to build different thing if you want to create more ancient Chinese or Oriental buildings. You got one small table inside the pavilion. Unfortunately, I guess because of the size, it's very hard to fit a few benches inside this pavilion. But it's okay. The minifigure can talk and drink tea while standing. You also get this exclusive printed tile, which is the name of the pavilion, which kind of is a place for people observing the moon. And instead of just a facade, you do get the full complete pavilion that you can look at it 330 degrees. Now the roof itself is actually very interesting building techniques and requires some experience and a few trials to get it perfectly, because the piece here is not just one circular piece, but actually it's a steering wheel. So you have to align it correctly for this pieces to align on top of the roof. Otherwise, it will come out quite easily. And the completed build just looks very beautiful in my opinion. And here are the 7 main minifigures included in this set. First, we take a look at these 2 minifigures here. So they both have a new printed torso with the ox and 2021 printed on the upper, and they do have a few back printing. You can see this is actually a hoodie with horns, which is a really brilliant torso. And the accessories are quite interesting as well. So this guy has the bubble tea type of drink. Although I prefer the actual bubble tea drink accessory from the collectible minifigure series, but seems like Lego doesn't want to use it, but use different pieces to create a very similar drink. And for the lady over here is a selfie stick, but the phone tile is actually a new printed phone tile, which is really good looking. I think it's quite useful to get a few extras if you want to have different types of phones used by minifigures. And then we take a look at the father and the mother minifigure in the set. I think these two are actually the father and mother from previous Chinese New Year set, because the father has the same facial expression, or the same minifigure head design. They both have a new torso, um, although the father torso has appeared in the Build a Minifigure Tower late last year. And the mom's torso is actually brand new. I really like this new torso, the color and the design, having the inner shirt tucked in into the belt, and she has this new printed phone accessory as well, which is you can see the screen is using some messaging app. And only the father minifigure has an alternate facial expression, which is without the glasses. And here are the two kids mini figure in this set. So the torso, only the little boy torso is new. You can see he is wearing a Monkey Kid t-shirt. The little girl, however, this torso has been released in the previous Fairground minifigure accessory pack. In terms of accessories, the boy gets a lantern, which is the same piece and the same design that used in the lantern in the main build, but the girl gets this exclusive printed rabbit. Rather than a actual rabbit, this is a traditional Chinese toy with a rabbit and some wheels, which she would actually pull this rabbit, and they will just move like this. They both come with alternate facial expression, but I doubt anyone will use this alternate facial expression for the little boy, because it's not good to have a sad face during Chinese New Year. And here's the final minifigure, which is a visitor to the Lantern Festival. His accessory comes with a spoon and also a bowl with some traditional sweets that people typically eat during the Lantern Festival, which is not new. It has been appeared in the previous Chinese New Year set. You do get an extra pair of this accessory in this set. The only new things with this minifigure is the torso. You don't see much of a surprise in the front, but if you look at the back, it's actually a very nicely printed torso, which I definitely want some extra to create an army of a minifigure wearing this kind of bags. And no surprise, this is the alternate facial expression for this particular minifigure. And this is the Spring Lantern Festival set. I think this is a spectacular set and it's a must-have for everyone. And I do think LEGO has outdone themselves again. I do think this is the best Chinese New Year set compared to previous years. And the reason is very simple. It has so much packed in this set, no stickers, and it's a very complete looking set as well. It's also compatible with modular buildings or the Ninjago Cities modulars. And it just has so much included in this, and it's hard to single out one highlight of the set because the whole set is brilliant. And it's great value too, considering the different techniques, the different new builds, and the new elements included in this set. And I probably start repeating myself because I do recommend this to everyone. Do let me know what you think about this set in the comment section below. If you like my video, be sure to check out my other videos and subscribe to my channel for more upcoming updates. I'll see you next time.